So we were saying, Ryan, that we're gonna have a lot of crazy matches tonight. We have a lot of players, I think, pretty relatively even in skill level.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I always appreciate the nights where, I guess there's no nice way of saying this, but no ringer shows up, so all of a sudden everyone's battling to be each other's gatekeepers almost, you know?
You're welcome.
Oh, I didn't mean you, I meant Hitman.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I noticed tonight there's no Hitman, so yeah.
Yeah, I messaged him asking if he was going to play, but that was like 10 minutes before bracket started. I'm assuming he's sleeping right now, because that's usually what happens.
That's common, you know.
Right.
He's an independent person. He can sleep whenever he wants. He doesn't have to report to no boss or no nothing.
Alright, so both players are now in the lobby. InVaZiOnAzN queued up, ready to go, and Iceman follows.
I would love it if InVaZiOnAzN played Ryu, but he's not going to. He's going to play one of his other 7,000 characters that he plays.
It's basically everyone else in the roster that isn't Ryu. See, here in the Ohio FGC, we ain't got no Ryus.
I mean, we all have a bad Ryu. Everybody deep inside them has a bad Ryu just waiting to come out, though.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. Hitman did show up with a Ryu one day in DPO. That was the thing.
His Ryu is actually real, though. That's
it is real.
Like, I actually tell him he should be playing that matchup. He should be using Ryu against my Laura. I would struggle way harder.
It's actually kind of interesting.
InVaZiOnAzN comes out with the Ed.
We got the Boxer matchup. One psycho powered, the other just uses fists harder.
And occasionally his feet.
This matchup's kind of weird from the Ed perspective. Like, Ed in theory is supposed to be playing a sort of like a pokey, sort of annoying game. But one, Balrog's not going to fall for the bait because Balrog's just like to sit back. And two, his neutral pokes are better to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Any of those little frame traps that Ed wants to throw out, Balrog can sort of outrange them with better pokes that are a little bit faster.
Now, I mean, I play a lot of Ed, but I haven't played this matchup too much, so I really couldn't say one way or the other, but just on paper, it kind of sounds like it's a little bit of struggle for Ed, but probably not too much.
Good combo there by InVaZiOnAzN.
Right, because, I mean, these are two characters, neither of which with, well, on Ed's side, he does get, like, an EX reversal. Granted, it's not the best. It's still there. It's an option that Balrog doesn't necessarily have. Yeah, and I don't think Balrog has a 3-frame either. So from that front, I think Ed's pressure might be a little bit better, but Balrog probably outclasses in the neutral.
Balrog has, I think, 2 3-frames, doesn't he?
I think Stan Light Kick is a 3-framer.
Am I just wrong here? Okay.
I think you're like super wrong. I think standing light punch and maybe standing light kick.
Balrog win.
I think this is the most wrong you've ever been about anything ever.
I mean, there was that one time he was wrong about how invincibility frames work.
What I mean, if we're being real here, like, my knowledge of fighting Balrog left as soon as Season 2 ended.
That's fair.
Round 1.
The amount of Balrogs I've seen since Season 2 ended has, like, dramatically plummeted.
Wow, threw him straight out of the dash straight. Let's go.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Standing light kick is 3 frames. But there you go. Thank you, whoever wrote this app. Oh man, somebody's getting pushed around, which is what Balrog does, right? Once Balrog starts pushing you around, it's tough to get out of it. Although, yeah, InVaZiOnAzN just, oh no, oh no,
oh no.
What a well-spaced DP, impossible to punish, but still.
No, I definitely could have punished that with a dash punch.
Or just do stand heavy kick.
Or anything. But like that you have to be ready, right? Like if your opponent does something that you just completely did not expect, even if it's punishables, there's a good chance you won't punish it.
Oh yeah, I feel like everybody has a plan, and all of a sudden your opponent makes a mistake. It actually messes up your plan.
Oh yeah, that's very real.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Or until like you're supposed to punch your opponent in the face, but you were planning on kicking them. That seems to be what happens with me. I'm like, man, I'm gonna kick the crap out of you, and then they do something. I'm like, I need to punch. But
that was really good on Iceman's part, doing the anti-air, placing Ed right in front of Iceman, and InVaZiOnAzN let a DP rip, but Iceman played it safe and just waited. It was a good bait.
yeah, and a smart one. InVaZiOnAzN didn't have a high percentage on those DPs that game, so he'll be hitting the losers bracket, which is going to be just as much of a Shark Tank as the winners bracket today because everybody's sort of even.